I'm Bias Trader, and today I'm going to be going over trade reviews and improvements. I probably won't be trading anymore for this month because I'm moving out next week, so I'll be packing and a lot of that stuff. But this will just be a way to give you an update into how my May is going, how the summer months of trading have been, and if there's anything I'm doing differently, all these kind of things we'll get into. But let's go over to the first trade, which is Veru. I've included the daily and the 3 minute chart, which is now my main executing chart. And these are Trader Sync's charts. I think they look a bit prettier, kind of, to Trade Zero, but I also don't want to really advertise Trade Zero because if you've been a customer recently, the platform has been terrible, and I do really want to move to a bigger account broker, so like Success Trader, Cobra, Guardian, something like that. But we're getting there. It's okay, but that is the goal, and I definitely recommend if you're looking for a broker and you have that kind of capital, then please go for one of those. Don't go for Trade Zero. But yeah, let's get into this. So this is the bag holder setup. This has been a setup that has always been amazing for me. It's gone through its ups and downs, and I think I've improved a lot in executing it. It definitely has become a bit more niched than how I used to think about it, and I think that's kind of the way of most setups. You improve and find more criteria or find more things that make it work. But this was Veru, so we can see the reason this is a bag holder chart. Well, just about, this was a bit of a a bit of a gray area on this one, is because we've got this volume up here. I believe this day was let me actually just have a quick look for you. This was 179 million on that day. So that's still a lot of volume, and we can see that's kind of the main resistance up here, right? So that's the main resistance I was looking at. We've also got some levels here. We've got a key level here. We can see we've got a big gap up now. This is a big push towards those kind of previous areas of supply. So now I'm going to be looking for some kind of rejection, either of the this resistance or of the 16s, pretty much. And that's how I've kind of played it. So let's go into the next chart. So this is the 3 minute chart, and as you can see, I entered pretty much around 9:30 near the open, because this was pretty much discretion pattern recognition. A lot of times when we have a little bounce into open and we set a very clear top, it's a really nice way of having a very defined level of risk. And also it was at a really nice, like, around 1650, so we're at a half number. And this is a day two play, so it's either going to push right out of the gate, or we're going to get some trapping, or we're going to probably get a fade off, hopefully. Day twos aren't that simple anymore, but that's what you try and look for. So my risk was just above 1650. I could have scaled into it a bit better, but it was okay, not amazing. But I tried to get as high as I could, and then I just started taking off amounts as it went down. Primary cover was, I think, around here, and then I left some and covered the rest there. In hindsight, I could have left a bit more, but to be honest, I really don't care. It was a great trade. I think it was, if I have a look, I think it was about like 5R or something, so it was very nice. I'm very happy with it, and this is a great play. These are definitely great plays that you should look for. And next one is Neuro, which was also a bag holder play. It's been a while since I've gone over this kind of setup of mine of the bag holder. I think a lot of people know it or have different names for it maybe, but it's pretty much just where you're looking on the daily for previous big days of rejection with volume, and then you can suspect those people up in those levels will create resistance and supply, which will make the price fall lower. The main thing you kind of want to look for is if the volume the day you're trading is over the volume of the resistance and stuff like that. There's a couple of nuances to it, but it is quite useful. This also was not a perfect bag holder play, but mainly because of how old the resistance is. It's from August of 2021, I believe. If I just pull up this chart. 22 of July 2021, yeah. So it's semi old, not ideal, but we've had a very nice downtrend here, so we can definitely know these people have bought up here because the volume was, let's have a look, the volume was 62 million and 89 million on these 2 days. We know, people that bought up here, like you're down a lot on your position. So if you probably get any spike, you're probably going to be selling into it. As you can see with this one, it got sold off here, got sold off here, more on the day two. But these are just clear indications that this is definitely a bag holder chart. And then how I executed it was I waited until 10 because for normally the day one of these plays, I've been trying to religiously wait until 10, especially in these slower months where they can be more trappy and more, I hate to say algo because it's such a broad term to say that, but it definitely is more trappy. It's definitely a lot more choppy. There's definitely a lot more games being played. Whatever that reason is, I'm not 100% sure. There's definitely some good Trade the Matrix articles about that, and someone else. I'll leave them in the comments if I remember them. But yeah, so I entered after 10. We got this nice top, a very clear level for me to risk off. We had the break below VWAP with some descending volume. It was looking pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with my entry. It wasn't too wide risk. And then I started to take off some as it was just holding up way too well. These were very small bits of taking off, but this was the majority of it. And really, the main reason was just that I was like, okay, we've held very close to VWAP for pretty much like 3 hours. This is not common. This is not what I normally want to see in my setup. And this is also, looking very similar to a lot of traps. And that's mainly the main reason I cut it off. It could have been a different story. If we got a huge move to the downside, I would have been kicking myself. But I still feel like this was semi the correct move. What I could have done also was just set a stop at break even here. If it pushed above, then just get out break even. But I felt pretty confident that this was just not looking like how I'd want it. So I just cut it all. And that was kind of how I played this. I know some people got kind of screwed on this. I didn't see too many people blow up on this, thankfully. It was a bit of a nasty move to the upside, but also this would have been a great long. Kind of salty I didn't take the long, but I don't have the data yet for this kind of long. I have taken them before, but I'm trying to get more statistical on these ones. And at least for me, I find it really hard to put long setups like statistically. It's kind of weird, but I have got some ideas and I'm kind of trying to work over it for the summer, and then hopefully for next year or whatever I can kind of implement them more. But yeah. So then, lastly, I just wanted to show you my calendar for May. As you can see, I've barely traded. This was exam week, another exam week. Took one trade on the Friday. Then we kind of had a normal week where I kind of took trades, and then next week's gonna be dead as well. So pretty much May, not much trading. Luckily, have been green pretty much every day. This day was very minor. This was a very small amount of being green. And also, I will be fully transparent. These aren't crazy big days at all. It's a way smaller account I'm using at the moment than normal. And that's mainly just because I had to take out capital for stuff, and also it's summer, so I plan to raise capital again for the summer. But yeah, as you can see, in these kind of months, you don't need to be trading that much. I have been seeing some people killing it. I think, if you're playing the short side in these summer months, you can get some quite easy plays if you're not too greedy. Like the moves aren't going to be huge, but you could definitely get some really nice plays. So I hope everyone's trading has been going good. Leave any comments below. My next week's video, hopefully I've got something cool for you guys for like Excel or some kind of template, but I will be kind of busy moving out, so I'm sorry if the video is not amazing. But yeah, just leave any suggestions and I'll make sure to reply to them.